Welcome to Discovering. Tonight, it's a trip to Felch for the annual Dickinson County Predator Quest. We'll check out the Sagola Township Sportsman's Club gun show and to talk with Wildlife and Forestry divisions to find out how they work together to maintain and enhance our natural resources. All that and more tonight, right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forests thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
In September, it's grouse and woodcock. In October, it's bear. In November, of course, it's deer. At this time of year, predator hunts put on by various clubs and organizations take the stage.
We were one of the very first ones, and it was, of course, at that time there were very few hunts around, so we got a lot of hunters, and a lot of predators were brought in. We had a lot of animals that would hang up, but I think it's a tribute to the guys that are out there. They're engaging in responsible hunting. They're using good, responsible sportsman tactics to get the animals and such, and going for clean kills and such, which is something that we're always striving for. So over the years, I think we've gotten smarter about how we hunt. The guys have gotten better techniques. They have the calls, learn more about the habits of the animals, so that they're able to get some success when they're out in the field for a few nights.
Well, we started about 10 years ago. It went very well. We used to do it at a local camp, and it got so big that we moved down here to a local establishment. And
everybody that signs up today will win a prize. Everybody wins at this gathering here today.
Just a good time to get together this time of the year. It's a nice thing to do this time of the year. Everybody, all the people that love to hunt and that, get out in the woods and enjoy the outdoors and getting together.
The UP Predator Challenge started about 10 years ago. Started raising the interest in it. Buck Levasseur on his program heightened the interest. Guys in our hunt are coming all the way from Scandia, Iron Mountain, Iron River, Ontonagon, the Copper Country, Bessemer. So it's a nice central location for it, and it's just been fantastic.
Most of them are local, some from Escanaba, some from Stevenson, Faithorn.
When I first started out, we called it Skip's Taxidermy Predator Days. And of course I retired from taxidermy now, so it's down to Skip's days. But we started out for the kids to get involved. And first 3-4 years, we had a side hunt also going on at the same time. The parents would have their kids out and they'd shoot red squirrels. And that kind of fizzled out a couple of years ago. There wasn't much attending that squirrel hunt anymore. So we got the kids involved coming to the Predator Days itself.
I took a drive to Felch to check out this year's Dickinson County Predator Quest.
We started talking about this probably about 8-10 years ago. We would go to the UP turkey stakeholders meeting in Escanaba, and we'd ride back and forth together, and we started talking like, okay, let's look at doing some sort of a predator hunt. So this kind of a thing came about 8-10 years ago, and about 6 years ago we finally got it on paper, and when we got it going. So this is our 6th year now. This has been a pretty good year compared to what I've heard from a lot of the other predator hunts around. So we're pretty happy. Last year was our best, but
by far our best year.
This
yes.
has been phenomenal.
I think last year we had 72 people enter in, and we wound up with 42 animals brought in. Kind of surprising. Bobcats are included, and last year was the first year we did not have any bobcats brought in, either by trapping or hunting. It was all coyotes, and I believe we had 3 fox. This year, with the distemper that's in the coyotes now and a few other things going on, mange, we did not expect to really have too awful many animals, maybe 10 or 12, and we've surpassed that already here. We got one really big animal over here, a beautiful male that was 42 pounds, 6 ounces. That's the biggest one I can ever remember that's been brought in here. So. It's a big conglomeration of a lot of good outdoor groups in our area that really stick together and really are united in promoting this kind of thing for not only the adults, but we had nine young people get involved this year, which is great. We like to see the kids get involved. It's all about being a youper, I guess, and doing this kind of thing, passing it on to our children, our grandchildren, and whatever. So it's one
of the kids here today, and just like they've done every year, is going to win a gun. We've given a gun to one of the youth every year that we've done this. Today's going to be no exception at all.
Last year was our first year when we had trapping. We got it together, got enough prize money. We give out good prize money. I think it's all thanks to our sponsorship. We have great sponsorship from Kevin's group, Wildlife Unlimited, UP Whitetails of Dickinson County, our Sportsmen's Club here in Phelps, the Eastern Dickinson County Sportsmen's Club, United Sportsmen's Club in Merriman.
UP Trappers, District 3.
They've all donated prize money.
Jacobson Logging.
Right up here in Felch, he's donated some money.
Prizes from Lawful Lumber, Hardcore Outfitters.
Yeah, a lot of people donate door prizes to us, and it's
Sagola Hardwoods.
This weather can be so fickle from one year to the next. Cold, snow, wind, everything, and we got some tough people that go out there and really like to hunt. Fantastic year for us this year. As we were talking about before, with all the distemper and everything out there, we were going to be very happy to have 12 to 15 animals. We have a total of 24 coyotes and 4 fox. Again, another year without a bobcat, which is surprising, but a great year. There's a lot of other hunts that didn't even come close to doing this good, so 2 thumbs up for this hunt this year. 2 thumbs up. Very, very happy. Sahlberg's Bar is really good enough to host this for us. Puts on a great meal, takes care of a lot of things for us that would be make it a lot more difficult for us to do. So we're going to thank Dewey Sahlberg at Sahlberg's Bar for this also.
And Mary Kay and all the staff.
Yeah, they do a great job, a great job for us. So.
Every year we also do a 50-50 raffle here at the Dickinson County Predator Quest. This year we've chosen the UP Honor Flight to be the recipient of the proceeds, so they'll be getting a donation from us, shortly. So just want to let you know that we do like to give back to some of the local organizations around here. So thank you.
Predator hunts certainly are becoming very popular. Many of the Sportsman Club across the UP are either holding one or sponsoring one, so it seems every year another one kind of crops up. Questions come to me, is this going to negatively affect the population of these species? Bobcats certainly, like I said, are very low numbers utilized at these events. Fox are just anecdotal things too that really don't come up in any numbers that would concern us. far as coyotes go, our coyote population is very good. We likely have populations approaching about a coyote per square mile in the Upper Peninsula. So again, the numbers that they are taking at these harvests simply are not going to affect those population levels. And you can even look historically at what's been done with coyotes. Practices that are certainly not socially acceptable anymore, such as gassing and poisoning and aerial gunning and those kinds of things. We're still unsuccessful at wiping out coyotes. There's still just as many, if not more, coyotes across the United States. So really, we have no concern that this is going to have a negative effects on the populations of coyotes.
Whether we like to admit it or not, we all like to go shopping. Some like to shop for clothes and shoes. Some prefer the grocery store. Many like to shop online. But for some of us, there's no better place to shop than a room full of guns. I stopped in to check out the Sagola Township Sportsman's Club gun show held each year at their clubhouse near Channing.
We're here at the Sagola Township Sportsman's Club's annual gun show. We do this every year the same weekend. Usually a pretty full show. We're looking at almost 50 vendors. We've got a lot of guns here. There are vendors that exclusively just supply brand new guns. There's a lot of old stuff, a lot of antique guns here. There's old military, there's sporting, there's one guy downstairs, he's just specializing in target rifles. There's people that specialize in lever action guns as well as bolt action people. There's lots of nice shotguns here this time. A couple of nice Brownings that I really like myself. We have, like I say, a custom knife maker that's got 4 tables of some really beautiful stuff. Lots of nice knives. There's lots of people with reloading tables with lots of reloading stuff. There's people with custom holster makers are here.
I've been a firearms guy my whole life. I started making handmade custom holsters out of leather back in 2009. And I was looking to make something comfortable to carry concealed with a handgun. And I started designing things and engineering various designs and figured out the guys really liked what I was doing and liked the way I was building them. And I've kind of always had the philosophy that if I can make something better, I'll do it. So I try to basically make the best holster I can possibly build, whether that means sourcing U.S. tanned hides like Herman Oak or Wickett and Craig, or going all the way up into high-end exotic hides, whether it's ostrich or elephant or shark or any other kind of exotic hides. So we try to make a premium handmade custom holster to the customer's specifications. So if I've got a law enforcement officer or just a normal guy on the street who wants to carry concealed, they can come to me and say, hey, I've got this handgun, here's what I'd like to do, and I'll try to get them a rig that will work for them and allow them to carry comfortably. So it gives me an opportunity to kind of work with those guys and get them the right rig that works for them, because I don't want to build something if it's not going to work for you. At the end of the day, I want it to be comfortable, I want it to look good, and I want it to last a really long time. And the way I build them is kind of an old traditional method in a lot of ways. I don't cut any corners on anything, whether it's materials or whether it's the time it takes to do a process. Everything down to our edges are hand burnished to make sure they're done right. So we just basically try to make the best possible holster we can build. And I spend a lot of time testing and designing various holsters to see if I can make it better. So we're constantly evolving to make a more comfortable holster, a more concealable holster, and at the end of the day, something that just works better for you. And if I find a better material to make them out of or a better way to build them, I'll do it. I have no problem making it better if I can find a way to do it.
We've got representatives of Whitetails Unlimited. We've got Delta Ducks. We've got the Vietnam veterans of Hermansville will be here tomorrow doing a small raffle. We have a basket weaver that makes her own creels and backpacks.
Well, this is my first shot at selling my baskets at the gun show, and I've had some interest, quivers, and we have some creels, and we also have pack baskets. I guarantee my baskets, they've all been stained to help them be more waterproof. My husband makes my runners for the pack baskets, and he also puts the bottoms in, and he sands and makes me the tops for my creels, and then I do all the strapping and the making.
As far as traffic coming through, we'll usually do a couple hundred the first night, and then 600-700 on a Saturday. Admission here is $5 a person, 12 and under are free. Come on down and see us.
In the past couple of weeks, we've heard from Wildlife Division Chief Russ Mason and Forestry Division Chief Bill O'Neill. Now in this final segment, we'll hear about how the Wildlife and Forestry Divisions work together for the improvement and sustainability of our natural resources.
Michigan is almost unique across the nation. We have this system of co-management on the state forest land where Forest Resources is looking to manage the forest sustainably for forest products, but they also work very closely with Wildlife Division to make sure that wherever it's possible, and almost always it is, that when they do cuts, that they're beneficial to wildlife species that we all care about. The way I like to put it is that there is literally no daylight between the Wildlife Division and Forest Resources. We simply cannot do our job without Forest Resources. It's very important to us. And it's getting closer all the time. You know, we just put on 2 foresters down south, so they're now working on our game areas, helping us do better down there. Our relationships up here have never been better than they are now, as we think very carefully about how we can work together, and we're moving beyond just what we do on state forest land to talk about recreation areas where Forest Resources and Wildlife are writing the resource management plans for these places to make sure that wildlife and forest products management are being taken into account all the time.
That's absolutely true. So how do you improve the management of Michigan's natural resources? We've got 4 million acres of state forest land. Just fabulous. We're one of the top 10 forested states in the nation. So how do we make better natural resource management decisions? Well, one is we have Wildlife Division goals and objectives and Forest Resource Division goals and objectives, and we make sure when we make any decision that we're working together. So we've got a wildlife biologist and a forester sitting together with a recreation person and a fisheries biologist when necessary to help make those broad natural resource decisions. Decisions that we make in forestry have ramifications across all of those natural resource fields. So we want to make sure that we've considered all of those perspectives. And we also want to make sure that we've not only considered, but how do we enhance that? What can we do in forestry to help create and enhance wildlife habitat? One neat thing that we've been doing over the last 3-4 years is we've gotten very good at prescribed burning. We have great professionals in the Department of Natural Resources, so we're able to burn somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000 acres. Most of that is for wildlife habitat enhancement.
Years ago, you drive into a national forest, and hanging on that national forest sign, there'd be a little placard and say, whatever the forest, land of multiple uses. Remember those signs?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And, you know, perhaps unlike other places, or perhaps unlike the federal forest, Michigan, in our public land, we are the land of multiple uses. We are very interested in understanding wise use conservation in a classical sense. It may be a little retro, and you know what? We don't care. Together, we do what we do to make sure that our forests are sustainable for the future, that there's wildlife opportunity, fisheries opportunity, and all kinds of potential for recreational opportunity on these places. And you can do it when you work together. So again, Michigan, you know, we led all along through the 20th century, by God. We are the leaders still in terms of understanding how we manage our natural resources to benefit the state and to benefit the resource itself.
And you know that we've got another partner, and probably our lead partner is the public. It's you folks. So when the fisheries biologist and the wildlife biologist and the forester and the recreation trails person are sitting together, they're also sitting with the public. So our process asks the public, what do you think? What do you think about this? What are your goals and objectives? Are you a hunter? Are you looking for better grouse and woodcock habitat with your aspen management? You're looking at maybe lowering the rotation age in aspen? Let's have a conversation. We can get many goals in that conversation about protecting brook trout habitat. So the fisheries biologist is there. And how about our trails? Motorized and non-motorized trails across Michigan are a big part of who we are. So having the public there in those conversations makes for a great conversation and good natural resource decisions for everybody in the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm. And that's important because ultimately, you know, these are the public's natural resources. They're not ours, they are the public's, and we have great privilege to serve the people of this state and to protect, sustain, and grow those natural resources for their benefit. That's something that every forester and every wildlife biologist in this state takes very seriously. You don't believe me? Go talk to one. They're kind of, you know, mono-dimensional people. You want to talk to them about the state of affairs at the national level, you might squeeze something out of them. You want to talk about wildlife in this state, you'll get an hour or two of dialogue where, well, it's more like a monologue, where they want to tell you everything that they know and everything that they believe, because they do these things because it's like a moral imperative to them. Michigan, I'm very proud of the staff that I have here. I know Bill feels the same way, and we're all proud to serve the people in this state.
We're so lucky to have these public resources that we can all enjoy. Whether you want to ride an ORV, whether you want to snowshoe, whether you want to hunt grouse behind an English setter, hunt bear, whatever that is, it's a great place to live, and our natural resource help define that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it for tonight. If you'd like to keep tabs on what's coming up on Discovering or see where we've been, go to 906outdoors.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week right here on Discovering.